Dave, this is Camp. You know that. You've probably already heard by the time you see this. I've probably already told you, but unfortunately, people shot up your camp. So I'm going to start here, show you what happened. And when we pulled up, we noticed right away that the door was wide open. I know you said it would be open, but I'm sure you didn't mean that. But there's also stuff out. That orange chair right there, that was out by the fire pit, looking like an attempt to be burned. And the fire pit was a mess. There were beer cans everywhere, shotgun shells everywhere. Let's take a walk. The fire pit, you can see some junk in there now. I'm burning up for you, but there was stuff all over. I raked it out. That pile there is where I raked out. Be careful with that. There's going to be glass and stuff in there. There's that window. I think they might have actually shot out from the outside. Most of them were from the inside. I'll show you inside. I put the boards back on and shoved some insulation in there, just to do my best to, keep the kids warm. And down here, I picked up a lot of it, but there's a ton of broken glass. Be very careful. There were maps. I think they tried to burn did burn a chest of some sort. This piece here, you might recognize as part of it. Where is it? You might recognize that as part of it. That was laying out here. I assume that was the top part. I think it might have even been inside, but I think that was broken off of it. But there are a ton of pieces that we found, including, I meant to take it out, but you see right there in the fire. Hang on, it'll focus. An old knob. So I don't know if you can recognize that, but there are maps everywhere. Map pieces burnt all over the place. We picked up, but if that tells you, I don't know why they would have done that, but that's not the worst of it, honestly. Here are some pieces that we cleaned up in the chair. If it means anything, there's a Parliament cigarette butt, somewhat fresh by the fire. Alright, I don't know how much light we're going to have in here, but let's start with the door. They shot up the door bad. Here's the door knob. It's destroyed. The lock that probably the real estate agent had on it has been destroyed. The windows are completely shot out. What you see, the plastic you see over that, I'm going to go out. It's not light. I had years ago, I brought a shitload of hooded ponchos up here, and that's all I had. I didn't have any materials, so I fortunately brought my hammer with me, and I found some nails, and I did my best just to kind of keep you can see the glass here, it's all shot out, completely shot out. It's by no means airtight. It's just held on by a couple of nails, so we'll need to do some work on that. I'll show you inside in a minute as best I can, but it's got holes in the fucking roof, Dave. I shot the place up. The other side has them too. Let me draw back so you can see how much of the roof is salvageable. All the windows are gone. They're all shot out. Some of them are just panes of glass that need to be replaced. In this case, the entire thing is just destroyed. Alright, let's go back inside. I don't think you're going to see anything in here. I already packed my lights away. This is the kids' room. Yeah, you can't see anything at all in here. I boarded up the boards were off the windows and they were completely shot out. I went ahead and boarded those back up. Here's the where they shot through the ceiling. That's right above the door. It's shot right through there. That window is all shot up. I did the same thing with ponches all around. They shot out your lights. These windows here are completely shot out. The big one is gone. I'll show you from the outside in a second, but it's gone. These other ones have smaller holes in them. Again, I just, fill the holes just so that it was pretty chilly up here Friday night and very windy. So just so that we weren't totally exposed. But that board that you see there is the backing from the old wood stove. I just leaned that up against it and threw a couple of ponchos over it. Here's your roof again. I shot up the fucking roof. There's another one Josie's pointing to, a little bit higher up. When you come over here, we found the kitchen a mess in a way that no one that I've ever known comes here would have ever left it. There's Kelly's butt, sorry about that. But it was a mess. It was, dishes everywhere, but it was people that were using the dishes. It wasn't like kids partying. I'll give you more of my thoughts about that stuff when I talked about this, but here you can see how it's pretty dark. I don't know if you can see. They shot mustard containers and stupid shit. They shot a hole through that's the back of the wood stove there. I have a towel stuffed in it now, so you can't see the hole, but it's there. There's a hole in the wall they shot. And right here, I'm sorry about the jewelry camera. There's a hole they shot right through the floor. Definitely at an angle. You can see where it comes through underneath. Shot out the big plexiglass window. All that is a towel draped over it and more or less a poncho draped over it. Definitely it may not even survive until the next person gets here. Just to stop the bleeding a little bit. I don't know if these holes were always here. I couldn't see a spot where they shot from the other side. But there's your shower stall. And back outside, show you the other side. There's your windows. There's your roof. Unfortunately, there's that top one. Let me zoom in on the top one. That's going to ruin that panel. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. It's in the camera now if you can see that. But the rest of the roof is good. This is kind of segregated spots. I shouldn't be leaning against this rail. Okay, and there's your window. So, I'm sorry to give you this video, but that's what we got. Let me show you the hole down here. This is where the hole from the floor came through. You can see it came all the way through here. Bang. There's the wood stove hole. Although I think Kelly stole our towel since I took that from the inside. I think she's doing the floor right now. Here's one of the kids' windows on the side there. I think we already looked at that. And here's this one. Okay, so that's it.